Now we come to Act 3, Scene 4. It is a room in Portia's house in Belmont. And we see who enters: Portia, Nerissa, Lorenzo, Jessica and Balthasar. Now, previously we had seen that Bassanio has left in order to meet Antonio. So here in Belmont, following the departure of Bassanio, we see in the opening of this scene that Lorenzo, he praises Portia for her perfect understanding of the friendship between her husband and Antonio. And what does he say? Madam, although I speak it in your presence, you have a noble and true conceit of godlike amity, which appears most strongly in bearing thus the absence of your Lord. Means even in the absence of your husband, you are acting in a very noble way. But if you knew to whom you show this honor, how true a gentleman you send relief, how dear a lover of my Lord your husband, I know you would be prouder of the work than customary bounty can enforce you. And to this, Portia replies that she feels that Antonio is worthy of Bassanio's friendship. He is well worth being rescued from hellish cruelty at any cost, hellish cruelty of Shylock. And she says, I never did repent for doing good, nor shall not now. For in companions that do converse and waste the time together, whose souls do bear an equal yoke of love. Means my husband's problem is my own. There must be needs a little proportion of lineaments of manners and of spirit, which makes me think that this Antonio being the bosom lover of my friend. So both Portia, and Antonio, they both love Bassanio as a true lover. Must needs be like my Lord. If it be so, how little is the cost I have bestowed in purchasing the semblance of my soul. Means to Bassanio, Bassanio is as dear to me as to Antonio. So we have the semblance of my soul. We are the same in our love for Bassanio. From out the state of hellish misery. Hellish misery means the problem that he is into, paying the loan of Shylock. This comes too near the praising of myself, therefore no more of it. Here other things. And saying so, Portia leaves the management of her affairs to Lorenzo, and she announces that she and Nerissa will go to a monastery 2 miles off until their husbands return. So she is saying that, Lorenzo, I commit into your hands the husbandry and manage of my house. So I am leaving the management of my house up to you until my Lord's return. For mine own part, I have towards heaven breathed a secret vow to live in prayer and contemplation, only attended by Nerissa here. So they are going to a monastery 2 miles off and to be attended only by Nerissa. Till then, you take care of my household. I do desire you not to deny this imposition, the which my love and some necessity now lays upon to you. And Lorenzo agrees not to interfere, and he and Jessica wish them good and they exit. Then we see that Portia calls Balthasar, her servant, and she asks Balthasar in speed, means speedily, with a letter to her cousin, who is the lawyer Dr. Valerio in Padua, with instructions to bring her whatever notes and garments he does give thee, means whatever notes and clothes he gives to you, Balthasar, come back speedily. And then she tells Nerissa that they will see their husbands before they think of them. She then explains Nerissa the plan for both of them to disguise themselves as young men and follow Bassanio and Gratiano to Venice. Moreover, Portia is also sure that their plan will work, that she is willing to bet she will act the part more convincingly, and her plan must succeed. If Bassanio has weighty troubles, then she shares them. What does she say? Their souls do bear equal yoke of love. And here we see that Lorenzo's praise of Portia offer nobility, and what is the word used here? God-like amity is introduced here so that she can be associated with Antonio, who is deemed the bosom lover of Bassanio. So both the people, that is Antonio and Portia, they are very much alike, and both of them are very much dear to Bassanio. Earlier in this play, it was Antonio who exemplified the principle of selfless generosity in his treatment of Bassanio, and now we see that it is Portia who takes over this role. And in contrast to this generosity of both Portia and Antonio, we see the character of Shylock. He is totally in contrast to both of these. His love has turned inwards on himself and on his possessions. Now, one thing you must know, that this concept of friendship and love provided many of the themes, central themes for many Elizabethan plays. For Elizabethan, friendship was a precious and important relationship as love. So Shakespeare has Portia here makes it plain that she understands the depth of friendship between Antonio and her husband. And here she says that she is purchasing the semblance of my soul in saving Antonio, who is valuable to her because of his friendship with her husband, that is Bassanio. Now in this scene, Shakespeare also prepares us for Portia's appearance in the court. Under the cover of living in prayer and contemplation, she and Nerissa, they plan to go to Venice, but this plan must be kept secret from the other characters of the play. Here Portia's character is also reflected. Again, we recognize that she is a capable woman who is combined with the romantic heroine. She and Nerissa will be accounted like young men, and they will disguise theme. That is, this theme of disguise, it also adds to the comedy. And throughout the trial scene of the play, we will see later when Antonio's life hangs in the balance, Shakespeare needs to remind his audience again that they are watching, what they are watching is finally a comedy. And earlier we have seen Portia as a romantic lover and as a wise and witty, well-bred woman, and now we see her as a woman of the world. So here Portia, she tells Nerissa But come, I'll tell thee all my whole device, means I'll tell you the whole plan when I'm in my coach, means the coach is waiting, which stays for us at the park gate. So they have a coach waiting for them, and therefore haste away means hurry away, for we must measure 20 miles today. So they both are going to Venice, and with these words they exit from the stage.